All right, welcome to lesson number 5 at code.org. Again, you have a Google Doc that you will be answering questions on. The top does have, again, information how to get to code.org in case you forgot. You shouldn't have to join the class again. Once you're joined, you're in there till I close it out, which won't be for a while, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so lesson 5, let's take a look where you have questions you need to answer. Other than that, it's just a little bit more of an outline. So part 2 is a video, has 3 questions. Make sure you answer those. What are variables used to do? How do you create a variable and assign it a value? And what can go into a variable? And then on part 3 in this lesson, how do you change how does changing the number in the variable block change your ellipse? So that's specific to the one you will be working on. So let's get started. Okay, I am going to continue my lesson. Make sure I'm on Computer Science Discoveries Unit 3, Animation and Games, and continue lesson. And it should pick us up right where we're at on lesson 5, which is variables. Again, read through the overview so you know what's going on there. Here's the video. Again, here are the 3 questions you're going to need to answer for that one. And again, you can pause this video at any time so you can watch the video, go back, answer the questions. All right, so this one did have a question, which was, how does changing the number in the variable block change your ellipse? So let's take a look at what we need to do. In this program, the variable x position is used to store the x coordinate. So here is our x position in the variable and stores the x coordinate of the circle. So run the program to see how it works. All right, run. All right, there's our x position. Change the number that is stored in the variable and run in the code again. So you can see we have x position here, x position here. So whatever I have for a number here is going to be my number here. So if I change my 50, change my 50 to 200, I know that 200 is the middle of my grid, the middle of my line, and my x again is my horizontal. So if I reset, run, my circle should now be in the middle. Okay, so again, time I create a variable and name it and I use it, if I change this, it automatically changes this. So variables become beneficial when you're using it multiple times. So if I'm going to be using the same number and I want to change them all at the same time, that's when I'm going to be wanting to use a variable. Okay, so again, make sure you answer, how does changing the number in the variable block, the purple block, change your ellipse? What is it changing there? Okay, let's move on. Part 4. So again, I think those are the only questions you need to answer. You still need to go through these so you're understanding what we're doing, and I will be checking to see you have done them. All right, so here you do have a question. Predict in which corner of the screen will the circle be drawn? Again, click the show grid box to help you. So you're making a prediction. Oops, show grid, there we are. So again, looking at the x position, what's the y? So that was what they decided to call this variable. Where are they going to be? Go ahead and answer that and continue on. Okay, step 5. This program uses the variable circle size. So here it's labeled circle size to control the width and height of a circle. So you can see that width and height both have the variable circle size. If you make the circle big enough, it will fill the entire screen, as in the picture on the right. Change the value to assign the circle size so that the circle takes up the entire screen. So if we run it at 450, it's taking most of the screen, but not necessarily all of it. So again, you're only changing the number in the variable. That's all you have to change. So try and figure out how big it needs to be able to cover the whole area to look like our drawing over here. So again, work through it, see if you can figure out what number. Try and figure out the biggest number, or sorry, the smallest number, but still big enough to cover the whole area. Moving on, you should be clicking finish. So you should have all green up here when you are finished with your lessons. All right, this program has only one variable called petal size. Here it is. But uses it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here they are. So again, this is when variables are helpful when we're using it multiple times for the same number. This makes it easy to quickly make lots of changes on how your picture is drawn. So change the number assigned to petal size so the red petals touch one another. Try to find the size that makes the most sense. Compare your answers with someone around you. So right now, our petals are at 50. So it's all these red ones. I can tell because it's under the red fill. So it's changing our width and our height at the same time. So if I change it to 60, reset, run it. Okay, we can see that they all change. So just changing one number is changing all 4 or all 8 of those parameters. Okay, so having that variable can be very helpful, and next week we'll be using it for creating our sprites also, so make sure you get used to using that variable. So again, try and find a size that makes the most sense that gets all the petals touching each other. So continue on with that one. Okay, we have again a review about variables, creating them, naming them, and then using it later on. Okay, you always have to create it before you can use it. And we will continue. Okay, part 8. Oh, okay. So debug naming variables. So this program has multiple errors caused by bad label names. The errors prevent the program from being viewed in block mode so the code is in text. Try to figure out what problems with the variable names are causing the errors. So we got to look at these names and the variables, and they're not showing up in block form because something's not written correctly that's confusing it. So correct the errors by picking new names, and if your program works, it should draw the image on the right. So all we're doing is changing names. We're not changing any numbers. And look, there is a hint. Let's take a look. Click the arrow to see the full rules. Details. Labels can't have spaces. Labels can't start with a number, and capitalization and spelling must be exactly the same. All right, so let's look at this first one here. Size of circle. So if I look, labels can't have spaces, so I need to take off the spaces here. Okay, so now we got a yellow, so it's gone from red to yellow, so it's gotten better, so this is still usable. But then it says size of circle is defined, but it's not called in your program. So in our actual program, I don't see anywhere that says exactly size of circle. So here it is again. So whatever it says in the variable has to be in your actual program. So let's delete all of those spaces. And then it should be fixed. Okay, but you have 2 more to try and figure out. Again, use your hints here. Labels can't start with a number. Oh, look, this starts with a number. Capitalization and spelling must be exactly alike. So if I do capital Y or lowercase y, capital L does not match capital Y, capital L. So you need to fix these so that they are all works. And when I run it, right now it sees an error. So it's not going to work. Okay, so find a way to get these all to work, and then you can move on. All right, so number 9 is an assessment one. So variables can be assigned a random number too. There it is right there. This lets you save a single random value so you can use it as many times as you want in your program. And do this. iSize, here's the name, is assigned to a random number. Unfortunately, only one of the i's is currently using it. Run the program to see how it works, and you may have to do that. So if we're looking at the left eye, we can see each time it's a different size. Okay? So change the program so that both the eyes are working the same random size. Hint, you'll only need to make changes to one line of code. Okay? So if we look here, here's our eyes. That's when it's nice to have these comments here. Is black, and we have one using iSize and one not. So one is using a variable, one is not. I would change the one that is not and figure out if you can get that one to go. And last again is always just a review of the lesson. Make sure you go through and understand everything that it's listing there, because it's something that may be useful in the future. Again, make sure you answer your 4 questions with lesson 5 as well. And then our next video, we will continue on with an actual project you'll be creating from scratch. So we hope to see you continue on there.